hi there guys. So I am recording this on the 26th of October. It will be, as you are watching this, if you're watching it as it's published, it will be the 29th of October. Let me just adjust that camera a little bit. The cats have started playing around this area, so cameras and things get knocked. So right guys, what's been happening? I think that's gone the wrong way. I'm really not happy with that camera today, guys. There we go, that's better. So yeah, so as you're watching this, should already be in London, because I should be getting there around about 5 o'clock. I'll be jumping straight into bed because I've got an early start on the Monday. So this is, as you know, I do 3 channel updates every 10 weeks. I do 2 live ones when I get back from London, excuse me, and then I do a pre-recorded one. I've just done my 3 weeks in Scotland, and I'll do a pre-recorded one ready for when I go. So in 3 weeks time there'll be a live one when I get back. Yeah, so what's been happening? Well, only really one significant delivery, and I found this on eBay. It wasn't very expensive, and the reason I'm going to be buying some aftermarket decals, this is going to be part of my RAF Lakenheath project. I want to build all of the RAF Lakenheath aircraft that they've ever had, and I found the decals for it. I'm also in the process of buying an F111, the Libya Raider, and so that is already in RAF Lakenheath colours, markings. So that's all good. I've got some other big projects, but I've got so many models I can't buy any more. Right guys, so as you're watching this, tomorrow will be episode 70 and 71 of the fire truck. There are only 4 videos left until it's completed. It's really sad. There will be a 5th video which I haven't even recorded yet, and that will be like a show and tell. I've got my new camcorder, so I'll be using that to do the filming, and it'll show you all the features. It's very hard to show you a really big model on my modelling desk. Talking of my modelling desk, I'm going to be making a new one. I need to make a workbench, and I've got a nice big long wall, but I want to put a spray booth in as well, and a couple of other things. So I think what's probably going to be easier is if I make the computer desk over the other side of the room. That will keep this computer desk in operation, and then I'll have to have a day or 2 out and then just transfer everything. So I'm doing that in about 3 weeks when I come back onto holiday. What I need to do, I've not got that many, but I want to film everything I can up to Christmas. I keep going on about this, but my channel is taking a break from the conventional over the Christmas period, and I'm going to be releasing some different stuff just for the Christmas period, and then the channel kicks off again on the 7th of January. So if I can get this desk done next month, we'll call it next month when I'm on holiday, that means I can film stuff all on the new setup. So you'll suddenly, I want to just make some changes to my channel. I want to update my channel from 2023 to 2024. Nothing major, it's not going to go space age or anything, but I want to start doing some new intros. I want to standardize my intros so that they're all fairly similar, but they're just tailored slightly for the build. Warhammer on a Tuesday is going well. Well, I say it's going well. I've got so much on, I don't have time to paint, and it's really lengthy builds. Really, if you want a lot to do for your money, Warhammer is the way to go. You know, you get your Eddie Stobart, you get your weekly issue, you spend about 15-20 minutes building it. That's for the week. That's done for the week. With the Warhammer, you get your magazine, same price as the Eddie Stobart. You get some figures. You got to make them. You got to paint them. You really, if you spent an hour a day on it, maybe 2 hours a day, you'd still struggle to get them done every week. So I've changed, I can't remember when I changed the format, but I've changed the format to just doing a Zenithal Prime. I think it's around about issue 15, probably by the time I come back. So I'm just going to do a Zenithal Prime, and then what I'll do is over the course of this videos, I'll paint the other ones properly using the instructions. And then once they're complete, I'll then release them as a bonus video. So I will get them all done, but just not in the time frame that the magazine have. I did have some feedback which I'm taking on board. It was aimed directly at the Warhammer video, but I'm going to apply that to all my videos, and that was that the speeding up bits is done way too quickly. Obviously what I've been doing is whatever I do, I'm speeding that up to match the length of the music. So obviously to say, for example, the music's 2.5 minutes. If I'm painting for 5 minutes, then obviously it goes down to half speed, double speed. If I'm painting for an hour, I'm speeding it up much more. But I'm going to take on board, so I'm probably going to go with a maximum speed of say 10 times. And then I'll just have to find something interesting or do voiceovers. I'm looking into doing cuts rather than showing you absolutely everything. So for example, when I do the gluing, you'll see me go and it's all done. Not with the sound effects, obviously. So I'm always looking at new ways to just once I get on top of things, I get a lot more editing time. Editing takes me away from making, and making takes me away from editing. So it's all about finding the balance. Eddie Stobart is chugging along very nicely. I know we've just done the cab because I watched my video that came out last week, because this is this week now, isn't it? So the cab's all gone together, and it was really interesting because I had a comment on a previous Eddie Stobart, and it said, "Oh, I'm interested to see how the cab windows are going to go in," and I didn't respond to it, and I did that on purpose because I knew the cab windows were coming, and of course the windows come in, and I think what the reference was, because we screwed in the windscreen and it's left us a lot less room to do screwing. So how do you screw in the side windows? Well, now the video's released, the answer is you don't, they're push in. So it was quite interesting. So I left that comment alone just on purpose. It was a kind of a you wait and see. The gauntlet, again, the gauntlet's chugging along really nicely. I think we're working on an index finger. So that's all been filmed up to the 26th of issue 26, which is coming out on the 23rd of November. That gives me 1, 2, 3. That gives me 4 weeks until Christmas. So what I'm going to try and do when the next pack of Gauntlet comes along, I'm guessing it's going to be 5 issues because they seem to be going 5 issues per pack. So I will squeeze in 5 issues into 4 videos. And then that will take us up to the Christmas break. Obviously once Christmas is over, I'll have a backlog of stuff to do. But I think the Gauntlet is in a nice position now. We're going to be about a couple of weeks behind, a few weeks behind. And I say with the Eddie Stobart's about 12 weeks behind. No. Sorry, I'm about 21 issues behind. So I'm still playing a lot of catch up. I'm guessing maybe we'll catch up on that round about February. It's a long old time, I know, but we'll get there. RoboCop, I've run into problems. You will see when the videos come out. Episode 3's just come out. Really nice. That's a bit of a spoiler for you. The RoboCop is lovely. However, we only got 4 issues. I don't know when I will receive the next pack. I'm anticipating that we're going to get the next pack week ending 18th of November. I literally got the pack last Saturday and then I filmed it and I've got it out in time. Now I don't know if the next pack will be 4 issues or 5. Now the Gauntlet went 2 issues, 4 issues, 5555. We're only up to pack 2 on the Robocop. It's gone 2 issues and 4, so maybe we'll get 5. So what I've done, and I think I announced this on stage 6, Robocop is going to take a break for 1 week. So there'll be no video on the 24th of November. That will then give us 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until Christmas. If the next pack 3, has 4 issues, then it's perfect. We've got one video per week. If we've got 5 issues, then I'll cram 2 stages into 1 video, so we'll have a bit of a catch up. Then the next pack should be coming round about Christmas time, but then there'll be a break, and then I think I'm probably gonna stick to 1 stage per week, even if there's 5 stages come. So that leaves the scale models. So the locomotive stages 4 and 5 came out. I got in a bit of a muddle with that, so I've slowed it down a bit. Was a shame because I had a plan to finish that before Christmas. So it looks like there might be 1, maybe 2 videos after Christmas, but I'm sorry, I won't rush stuff and spoil it just for the sake of getting a video out. So I've just reduced what I've done, and then I'm in 2 weeks, well, next week is going to be stages 4 and 5 part 2. The Mosquito, that's a funny one. I've just found myself in a position where I've had to make 2 big videos in 2 days. It's put it all together, doing the sanding, getting rid of the seam lines, priming, painting the grey, painting the green, repainting the black, priming. Now, anyone who knows anything about painting, especially if you're using masking tapes, you cannot paint then put masking tape on. You have to let it cure, so you're talking a lot of curing time. And I was really panicking because the next episode that comes out, which will be the end of this week, is the priming and the painting. I also have to do the next issue, which is in 2 weeks because I'll be in London at the time, and that is decals, and that's all I'm going to do is just do the decals. We're going to have a little play with some new solutions that I've got, so I'm going to do a little bit of a test. I already know how it's gone because I've used these solutions before, but I'll get 2 REF roundels. I'll do 1 in my normal method and I'll do 1 with a new method, and then I'll here's all the decals. Not a million decals, but there's enough. Anyway, so I cracked on. I got a little bit done last night, and then I got up super early. I'm really tired because I've had about 4 hours sleep, but I find myself with the rest of the day, I can't touch this Mosquito now because it's curing. In fact, it's finished, it's done. The priming and the painting is done. I've got tomorrow off, tomorrow being the 27th of October, so that's when I'll do the decals. I'll have all day to make 1 video. I still got a pack for London, but that's not a problem. The Mosquito is on schedule to finish before Christmas. So let me tell you about exciting new projects. So when the Mosquito finishes, the Mosquito is part of the 48 scale range. I have made a promise to a young lad in Nethercraigs that this is going to be my next build. I've been researching it. I've bought some aftermarket parts. The reason I bought aftermarket parts, I don't want to do that version. I want to do the one that went to the Fulcrum's wall. So I've got the decals for it and the colour schemes. So we will be cracking on with that. I think that's coming out 13th of January. So exciting times. And then I've decided, because what I'm trying to do is I'm giving all my scale models 4 categories. You've got the country that it's used by, you've got the era that it is and the type of aeroplane it is. So at the moment I'm doing a British World War II propeller, and I'm sure I had another classification for it, but I can't remember. So I want to change at least one or two of those, so I'm still going along the British route. If I didn't make a promise, I probably would have done a US Navy aircraft, but I made a promise. So it's British Cold War jet, so it's a little bit different. But in with the 42 scale, 48 scale, why did I say 42? In the 48 scale, I'm also running another series linked in between, which I'm just simply calling not 48 scale. So it's anything that's, so obviously at the moment I'm doing the train, so I need something to do. But even though I'm classing that as a different series, I don't really want it to clash with the 48 scale. So if, for example, I did a 1:72 scale Tornado, there's a lot of similarities with the Sea Harrier, even though it's a different series. So I'm going to go completely off, and we're going to do something spacey when that finishes. Now, that might be the 20th of January. It might be 3rd of February. It depends on when I finish the train. Yeah. Sorry, I made a list because I've got so much to talk about. Even though I've had no deliveries, normally I'll sit there and I'll go, look what I've got, look what I've got. I've also written down the Horton Ho 229 for the 1:72 scale. So tell you what, drop me a comment. Would you rather have a Horton Ho 229 World War II jet-powered aircraft, or would you rather have a space rocket? I'm inclining to go for the space rocket. The reason I want to go for the space rocket is because I can get filming that in the hotel. It's basically going to be a load of cylinders which then twist together to make the actual rocket. So I can build that, and then once it's built, each section is built, I can wrap it in bubble wrap and I can bring it home. If I did the Horton Ho, I wouldn't be able to do that at the hotel because I'd risk damaging it bringing it back from London. So that's why I've got a bit of I'm trying to influence you guys to the space rocket. Work, I've had my schedule for work, so there could be an early return for me. It could be as early as Saturday morning, because I've got me 15 shifts, and I'm on an early on the Friday. I normally come home on the Sunday morning and get home Sunday evening, but I've got an early finish on the Friday with Saturday and Sunday off, so I might be able to get on the overnight coach, but that's not confirmed yet. Future projects, I've got so much happening, guys. I say so much, I've got two things. So as you will have known by now, I'm starting to do a live. I'm trying to do one live a week. I've done one last week. This is really weird talking about this because as I'm talking to you, I haven't done the live, but as you're watching this video, I have done the live. So 26th of October, I did a live, if it all went well, with Natasha helping me. I'm doing a catch-up on the Ecto 1. The Ecto 1 started again, and I've been buying the packs, and I've had about 3 months worth of deliveries, not touched them. So I thought, let's do a little live. So I'm going to try and do a live every week. It'll be different days because of my days off, but it won't be the same thing every week. It could just be sitting there chatting. I could invite people on and say, what you been up to, mate? You know, that kind of thing. We'll just see how it goes. But I want to try and do one live a week. Now, possibly in the new year, I'm starting another live series. This is how my 1 day a week is going to go. So I have a good friend, Natasha. She has never made any scale models before in her life. So it's one of those situations where she's never tried it. She thinks she won't be good at it, and I say she will. But the honest truth is, if you've never built before, you don't know how good or bad you'll be. She could become the best modeler in the world instantly. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing a live build every week, where I'm showing her. We'll both be building the same thing, and I'm going to get her a few little basic tools, just enough to get going. We'll be starting off with an Airfix starter set, so she'll have everything she needs, plus I'll get her a few little extra things, cut and mat and sprue cutters and things like that. And yeah, and we'll be building that every week, and we might only do one stage a week, we might do two, we might get the whole lot done in a week. I really don't know, it depends how well she picks it up. But it's basically going to be something along the lines of Penny teaches a novice how to build, or watch a novice learn how to build, something along those lines. And then we'll do it as the box says. There is a chap, he's a plastic alchemist. He often does a build and he asks his audience to tell him how to paint it. We're not going to do, I do like that idea, but we're not going to do that to start with. Once we build, maybe if we get a couple of builds going, and then we get an aircraft or something with options, obviously you can influence the options. Right, so that is it. Do you know, it's almost a shame. I love going to London. I love the money, I love the work. Work's got a little bit harder in London, and I've just had 3 weeks in Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock is normally a really hard graft, but if any of my bosses are watching this, I really genuinely want to say I've had a really good time the last 3 weeks in Kilmarnock. Let me tell you a story, guys. I've just had a good time. Shifts have been nice, and it's been all right. So the other day I'm in B&M. It's a shop in the UK. There's lots of them about, and I'm standing in the. I'm about to join the queue. I got what I want. I'm heading for the checkout, and I see this woman. I can't tell if she's looking at the shelf, or she's in the queue, or looking at the shelf while she's in the queue. So I just went and stood behind her, and I thought I'll just give her the benefit of the doubt that she's queuing. And she looks at me and she says, "Oh, you go on ahead." I said, "Okay, thanks ever so much. I appreciate that, you know, as you do." And then I looked at, she's now joined the queue behind me. Now I'm a bit of a conversation person. I'll talk to anyone and anything. So I said to her, I said, "Were you just being polite there, or were you actually browsing and now you've finished browsing?" She said, "No." She goes, "I let you in because I was on your bus the other day and you were really nice." And I thought, oh, wasn't that lovely? She let me in front of the queue because I was nice. I don't remember being nice. I told her, "You must have got me on an off day because I'm usually horrible." No, I'm not really, I'm alright. I just do my job. Right, guys, so I can't think of anything else to say. Other than everything is going really well. I think maybe there's a life lesson here. Sometimes if you look too far ahead, you make too many plans, things look like it's just going to get on top of you. Just plod along. I mean, like I say, with regards to the Mosquito, it's taken me 2 weeks to get this last video out, or the next video out. And it's all been like an hour here, an hour there, do this, leave it for a day or two. You know, work comes before hobbies. But if I find a couple of hours, then I found an afternoon, because I think I did a stream the other week, and I thought, I'll do the stream and then I'll get on with some Mosquito. And the stream ended up going for 5 hours, and I had some personal issues to deal with a friend of mine. So we were about another 3 hours off camera, and that completely blew any chances. I mean, I could have had this Mosquito done before, you know, say I could have been doing the decals today rather than having to do them tomorrow, which then gives me 2 days to do the locomotive, so then I can get ahead on it. It's all about trying to get ahead, but you end up getting to the point, because I have to have all the videos out for the next 3 weeks before I go to London, otherwise it ain't happening, guys. So as it stands right now, I still ain't got everything out for the next 3 weeks, but some things are easy, like the part works. The fire truck's already done. I can't believe that's finishing in 4 weeks. That's super scary and super sad. But I mean, I've built it. You guys haven't seen it yet, but yeah. Oh, I missed one thing. So, as you know, my fire truck's finishing. My fire truck will be finished by November. As you also know, before I got the Gauntlet and before I got the Robocop, I said, that's it, I'm cutting back on part works. And somehow I've accumulated 2 more part works, the Robocop and the Gauntlet. Well, the ET's come out, hasn't it? And apparently it's going to be dispatching, I think they said end of October, let's call it November. And obviously I need to be a little bit behind on it. So ET coming to my channel, coming home to my channel on the 8th of January. How does that sound, guys? Other projects on the back burner, not on the back burner, but early stages of development on a lot of projects. I'm currently doing a feasibility study. I'm calling it a feasibility study. I'm probably going to do another couple of buses. If I do 2 buses, but one of them I'm thinking about trying to convert to the single decker, and that leaves me a spare top deck, so I want to convert that to a triple decker, and I'll do the Harry Potter night bus. I don't even know if these are possible. I need to chat to a few people, but I think that would be a cool project if I can get it done. Unfortunately, it means that part of my research is going to have to be going down to Harry Potter World, which is 50 quid. So yeah, expensive. Yeah, if you've got anything you want me to look at, drop us a comment and I will certainly look at anything like that. Obviously it's got to be doable. I'm also looking at a very old project I'd bought. I say very old, it's a couple of years now, and that's the Spitfire. The idea was I wanted to look into, let's say a part work comes out and you can't afford the part work. I mean, some of these part works are big commitments, aren't they? So could we look at doing something else? So I've got the very old and the very bad. I can't get it in shot, guys, because I can't see the monitor, and there we go. So this is the old, not the new one, this is the old 1:24 scale Spitfire by Airfix. This is a vintage classic, wasn't very expensive. I've got a little motor and I've got some fibre optics, and I'm looking into putting some electronics in it, and I think I can. I think there's even room for an Arduino Mini because the fuselage is quite big. So I'm wondering whether that could be a once a month project on a Sunday. This is the progress I've made. You know, it'll be very slow progress, but then part works are very slow. So I'm looking into things that I can do. I've got a ship in my stash as well, which I want to do. Again, we'll do that very, very slowly, maybe strictly one stage at a time. Some of the stages are quite big, so we might split those. But these are all things to do later on. I'm no longer going to say I'm going to cut back on my part works, because that seems to set a trigger of me buying more. But we've got Warhammer's finishing August, by which time the Gauntlet and the Robocop will still be running. The Eddie Stobart's finishing in June. So we'll see what, I might have a spare slot in June to do more stuff. I don't know. Maybe just cut back on my channel and do less videos. Right guys, I have blabbered on way too much. So this is my channel update for this time around. My next channel update will be in 3 weeks time, when I come back from London. So I'm going to see now if I can do the outro. I can't even find it. Where's my outro gone? Oh, I'm going to have to do some video editing then, because I can't find it. Right guys, I'll see you in I'll see you in my videos, but I'll see you in about, I'll be live, but I should see you in about 3 weeks. Stay cool guys. I think of a catchy saying. I've got my what could possibly go wrong. All the best YouTubers have catchy sayings, don't they? So I want to say something awesome. In a world where you can be anything, be a unicorn. How's that? Take care guys. Bye bye.